The first execution I remember being aware of is the lethal injection of Timothy McVeigh. I was 13 when the Oklahoma City bomber was put to death at the United States Penitentiary in Terre Haute, Indiana, on June 11, 2001. I cannot claim to have had any precocious thoughts about his crime, blowing up a federal building, killing 168 people, including 19 children, or his punishment. I remember the pictures of him that appeared on the television and in the newspaper, his gaunt face and sunken eyes topped with a military-style crew cut, an orange prison uniform hanging on his lean frame. I remember the way his surname's second syllable sounded menacing to my young ears, and that the words lethal injection conjured for me the image of a hooded man approaching him with a cartoonishly large needle. I never imagined then that I would witness the strange horror of executions myself, or that I would come to know some of the men condemned to them. I grew up in a conservative Christian home on the east coast of Florida, a state with a long history of grisly executions, of which it is not particularly ashamed. But if the death penalty ever came up in our house, I don't remember it. I believe my parents would have told a pollster at the time that they supported capital punishment in certain cases. It was not an animating political or religious issue for them, and so it was not a subject on which I felt I inherited a position. They did, however, raise my sister and me in the church, and into a sincere Christian faith. Despite growing up in a community whose politics tended toward the law and order right, I heard far more about the grace of Jesus Christ growing up than I did the state's duty to repay killing with killing. I suppose this is why, at some point in my teenage years, I came to the belief that an earth as it was in heaven would not include the execution of prisoners, if it had any prisoners at all. Still, the death penalty remained largely abstract to me, the subject of the occasional adolescent philosophical debate. Nearly 500 executions were carried out in the United States between McVeigh's in 2001 and the day I graduated college. 485 men and 4 women strapped to a gurney or an electric chair, and I don't recall being aware of a single one.